Hello everyone, hello space explorers. I am Dr. Seda Özdemir Fritz from Austrian Space Forum. So I am planetologist and also analog astronaut trainer. And today I would like to share with you some information about the AstroFoods. So today we are going to travel to International Space Station to understand, to find out what the astronauts eat in space. Of course, their food is totally different than ours. If you are there in the microgravity, there is so less gravity that the things can hold on to the surface. Food has to be safe, compact, and easy to eat. Nothing can float away around the space station. So even a little breadcrumb or a drop of water can cause a big trouble in the ventilation system of International Space Station. So space food is a little bit different than what we are having on Earth. First of all, I would like to mention about the rehydratable foods. What are the rehydratable foods? It is hard to tell, but also hard to prepare. So many space meals are starting with the water removed from its original place. This makes the food lighter to send to space. Don't forget, every little gram to be sent to space costs a lot. That's why scientists are searching for a solution that we can minimize the way that we are sending to space. And it is also about the food that they are sending to the space. That's why they rehydrate, taking the water away from the food itself. But then you're asking me, are they eating dry foods up there, or it's not a food-like? No, it is food-like. So after they are taking away the water from the meal itself, they are sealing in a special packages. And then when astronauts would like to eat something, they are adding through a very special place of this package, add a hot or cold water to bring the food in a normal status. And it calls rehydratable food. So, for example, they can eat scrambled eggs, mashed potatoes, oatmeal, even soups. They just need to use some special water dispenser, so water source on the ISS connecting directly to their food pouch. So special water source coming into the special package of food and adding into the food and having a normal human food in space. And actually it's called like a so-called breakfast begins with a click, fill and mix. So they click and open the package, fill with water and mix it well, and hear their food. Says this could be beef stew, this could be chicken curry, this could be rice dishes or pasta even. But as I said, it needs to be cooked on Earth in a very sterilized environment, of course, sealed and sent to that for astronaut to warm it up. And this is actually the nearest similarity that the astronauts are having on Earth. And if you think, we are talking about always the meals, right? But time to time, especially think about yourself. When you study a lot or when you work a lot, you always need a kind of a eating of snacks, right? And poor astronauts, they don't have a snack or something like that. No, they have really nice snacks on in ISS as well. They love snacks actually because this is their energy giver during the process of long working times. They can go outside for a spacewalk for a so long time, and they need, of course, snacks. They are eating nuts, dried fruits. Right now I don't have with me, but we had plenty of dried fruits actually as a AstroFood, and also we are giving to our analog astronauts these fruits. Peanut butter, cheese spread, and cookies. There is like lots of some the things that is not getting crumbling, this little particles of them is not going around. This is the most important thing about the snacks, okay? They cannot eat a potato chips, so there are so many crumbs that can go into zero gravity, hanging around and flying around in the ISS and go to the ventilation system. As I mentioned before, it's really no go. So they need to be careful. They have a special packages for all of these. Besides all of them, the ISS has a very famous food. I don't know if you ever heard. Any of you heard about that? Please right now raise your hand and tell your teacher, because it's well known, also on Earth, well known food. It's a tortilla. Yeah, we have a very special, famous space tortilla. As bread, normal bread makes lots of crumbs, and the crumbs floating in the ISS, as I mentioned, it's just dangerous. So astronauts use the tortilla wraps. So they are using the already wrapped meals within the tortilla. They are sandwiches for them, and this is the #1 food on ISS. I can assure you, which I heard, this is the really like a celebration food for them, the tortilla. And now you can. Today, tomorrow, you can grab a tortilla and feel like an astronaut. It is a special one. But so far we talk about the drink, we talk about the food, but what they are drinking, right? Because we mentioned even one drop can float around, which is not, it's no go. It is no possibility that they can let the little droplets going around. So they have a special drinks in a very special container, pouches, okay? And they need to always drink with straws, with the pipes, and everything in astronauts drink comes in special sealed, the very special sealed pouches, and they have already attached straws in it. And the only thing they need to do is just click and then sip with the straws. This is very important. They cannot just release the liquid around. It could be coffee, it could be tea, cacao, water, juice. There are many possibilities for them. And then the straw has a wall. Whenever they do not sip, or when they hold like that, because of this kind of a lock system, the liquid is not going outside of its container. They only need to sip well to have the special drinks. But as you see, they are allowed to drink nearly everything. So okay, we always talk about the special packaged food or drinks. In that case, you might want to ask, do they eat any fresh food? Actually, yes or no. They can have some fresh foods with them, like apple, carrot, but just after launch from Earth. Because they don't have a fridge to hold amount of those fresh foods, they are having very at the beginning of their journey to there, okay? But one thing good in International Space Station actually is they are now having experiments to growing the food in space. This is very important. This is one of the most important experiment actually they are performing on International Space Station, and they are learning how to grow plants in space with a microgravity or no gravity environment, which is hard. I mean, think about it. You plant something on Earth. We all did it, right? And their roots are going down within the Earth. They are going down. And why they are going down? Because of the gravity. But you don't have a gravity, and if the roots are growing up, where they are going, right? So this is the thing that they are trying to sow. But so far, they were able to grow some radishes, like under earth food, fresh food, or little small tomatoes has been already accomplished, or little super greens, lettuce, mustard greens. Some little experiments has been done. So scientists are learning how to grow plants in space. Right now in ISS, as I mentioned, in the International Space Station, and this is very important for future missions to the Moon or Mars or more. where astronauts will live there for months, and it will take months to go there, at least a year to stay there and coming back the months. So they need to handle how to grow their food, right? So they need to learn how to grow and how to handle their food. We call it space farming. The space farming actually is a new section for the future in space, future food in space. So the scientists are trying not just visiting the space station and handling some food in there, but they try to live on Mars or Moon and have their own food. So they cannot take all the food for a long time mission with themselves. This is so heavy. As I mentioned you before, they need to count every little gram in the case of reality. And for Mars and Moon mission, which will take longer time and longer way to go, they need to consider to have their own food, to grow on their own food, of Earth food. So they are having their expertise and researches on having a space farming, and how they are doing it. For now, in the International Space Station, they are using they're trying to grow some vegetables in the Martian-like soil. We call it regolith, under the artificial light and the recycled water. So far what they had, as I mentioned, lettuce, radishes, some peas, potatoes, beans, and some these are the first candidates what they can grow, and which has a good nutrition inside, and they can grow quickly. So they need to reach the food which is being grown quickly and have a good nutrition. And these are the foods that I've been counting are the some of those. But I mentioned about the Martian-like soil, artificial light, and as well as the recycled water. So what is it called? We are using the small greenhouses. Greenhouse means some special container for these plants that they can grow in artificial environment. Means that artificial light, if it's needed in a very strong light, like a sunlight similarity, they are arranging the light in that. During the night, they are arranging, making down to the moonlight circulation. So these are the systems they are adding in the special houses for plants, and it calls the small greenhouses, which will be used, highly probably used on Mars and Moon as well. Okay, we're talking about the vegetables, we're talking about maybe if there are like some fruits as well, but what about the protein? Because I mean, there is no meat there, right? And they cannot carry a lot of cooked food in there again. So they are exploring now the insect protein, so basically eating bugs in space, or fermented algae, so some of fermented food which has a high protein level, and the lab grown meat. I don't have so much knowledge about the laboratory based meat, but more information, it's also a new section for us, and more information will be provided very soon with some recent research. So these are all so futuristic, but they are compact, they are planned, most of them already been done, experienced, and they are for to reaching the nutritious and the very efficient productivity of the food. In other words, the space farming is not a science fiction. It is the next step to making life on Mars is possible. And to conclude, actually, this was a very small section of space food topic. So from the tortillas from ISS, International Space Station, to growing the salad on Mars, there's a very long path to go. Space food is in change. It's always dynamic, always in changing. And this food helps helps astronauts stay healthy, but it also keeps them very connecting to Earth, to home. Imagine you're there for a long while, alone or few people. You need support, and the food is one of the best support that they can get in there. And who knows, maybe one day you will help to design their space food for Mars as being a chef of first Martian restaurant. Thank you very much and have a good day.